How y'all doing? Tonight we're going to be doing a Italian dish. It's called chicken Marsala. It's one of my favorite Italian dishes involving chicken and wine. It kind of has a sweet taste to it. It's really good. I know I haven't put a video up in a couple of days. We've been down at deer camp enjoying our last weekend of the hunting season. So we'll get back to putting these videos up this week. One thing I want to talk to you about, this particular dish is chicken Marsala. And I don't know if I said this in another dish where I did use this wine, but this Marsala wine, this particular one I got here, you'll see it's from Italy, and this is a sweet Marsala, and this is the one I suggest you use. You do not want to try to get a Marsala wine that's made in California. California has some great grapes, has some great wine, but Marsala. Marsala is actually a port wine, and they do a lot better making it over in Italy. It's only about $10.50, I think, a bottle. You might save $1 or so getting a California version, but this version will be a lot better for your cooking. So first off, we need to kind of beat this chicken, get these chicken breasts kind of paper thin, so we can get that set up for you. Okay, what we're going to do in this video, kind of like we've done in some of the other videos where we smash meat and stuff like that. I'm going to keep this chicken in a Ziploc bag while we do this. That will make it easier where it doesn't slide around as much. Also, it will protect, make sure we don't have salmonella just jumping all over the kitchen. So that's what you're going to do is you get your meat hammer. You're going to beat this chicken. We just want to get it pretty thin because, you can get, it cooks a lot better. Plus we're going to flour it a lot like when we did the grillades with the deer meat. We want about that thickness. So I'm going to go ahead and just pound this chicken out. It won't take but a few minutes. And then I'm going to start getting the flour ready for it. Okay. Now, after I beat the chicken thin, I'm going ahead and I'm setting me up a battering station. Now this is the same kind of station I would set up if I was, country frying chicken or doing whatever. What I have is a raised platform here. And this is to let the chicken, where it won't, the crust can kind of dry onto the chicken. Now they'll create a lot better, little batter formation, but we're not really deep frying chicken. We're, in this case, we're just putting the coating on there to thicken up the gravy. It's going to kind of act like it's building a roux. But I've got the chicken down the sink to where, it's on a plate too, so where it can stay off the counter. And I've got my little batter right here. This is just some all-purpose flour, seasoned with a little salt and pepper. And what I want to do is I'm going to grab my chicken with just one hand. You call this your wet hand, because this is what you're going to be grabbing the chicken and stuff with. I'm going to lay it in this flour, okay? And I'm going to flip it over once with this hand. But once I do that, I want to use this hand, which I call a dry hand, and this prevents you from getting all, see, like this hand's got all this stuff stick on the fingers, and it just makes a big mess. It just keeps it a little bit cleaner. But you just want to dust this chicken in the flour, just like this, just a few times. Get you a nice little light coating on there. Then we'll set it over here on this drying rack, and I've got you can't see it, but I've got a clear cutting board underneath that rack to make sure that stuff doesn't spill all over the counter. But if it get a little bit on there, I can just clean it off. It's no big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and get this chicken battered up, get it put on the cleaning rack, on the drying rack there, or the cookie cooling rack is actually what that is. And then we'll go ahead and start getting the oil hot. Okay, now I finished battering that chicken. I sprayed the counter down with some of the bleach spray. I went ahead and got me a skillet over here, and I put me about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. Let that heat up on medium-high heat. I got sitting aside here, I got about 8 tablespoons of butter. And I've got another cooling rack over here for when I take this chicken off. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as this pan gets hot enough, I'm going to turn this light on here too where you can see. Go ahead and dip oil around there a little bit. I think what I might do too is put one of these little tablespoons of butter in there. Just let that melt. Then I'm going to start putting this chicken in. Get enough all the way. go ahead. I'm going to try not to crowd the pan. I'm going to try to put most on the outside so it kind of won't be too hot. So I'm just trying to brown up this flour on here. Don't have to totally cook them all the way through right now. So what I'm going to probably do is sit them around here on the outside, and I'm going to let them go maybe 3 minutes on each side. Now that ought to be just enough to cook them to the way I want them to. Then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get these in here. And I'll put this is kind of a thick one. Put this guy there in the middle. I'm going to let these go about 3 minutes here on this side on a medium-high heat and just sit here and brown. Alright, it's been 3 minutes on this far side. See how it's a nice golden brown, perfect color right there. Couldn't ask for better, just golden brown than that. That's what I want to see on the other side as well. So I'm going to flip these over, let them go another maybe 2.5 to 3 minutes on the other side, because the skillet, as you can tell, it's a lot hotter now. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually crank the heat down a little bit less, so it's a little bit over medium, because you don't want your oil to burn, you don't want to burn this flour. But that's the perfect color, that's what you're looking for. I'm going to let these go another couple minutes. Alright, these have gone another couple minutes on that side, and see they're nice, got that golden brown color on that side, so I'm going to go ahead and start taking them off and setting them over here on this cooling rack. Like I said, they're not all the way done. Wouldn't serve them like this, but the reason we're doing it is we're just partially cooking, we're browning this chicken, because we're going to cook it in another step. We're going to simmer it here in this pan. Like I said, this is the new cooling rack over here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get these out and then we'll move on. Alright, now we got all the chicken out of the pan. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a whole tablespoon of butter. Okay. I'm going to go around for a second and start to melt. Now I've got about 3 cups of sliced mushrooms. Okay? We'll go ahead and add these mushrooms. I'm going to let these cook, simmer here in this butter. I'm going to add a little bit more butter actually. Another half tablespoon. And I'm going to let these cook for about 2 minutes here. Get my old wooden spoon and push these around. These mushrooms, they're getting all that good stuff off the bottom of that pan, all that good flour with this chicken bits on there. Just kind of deglazing that pan. And so I'm going to go ahead and let these finish cooking around here, stirring around for about 2 minutes. Alright, I've had these mushrooms sauteing about 2 minutes. They've turned that nice golden brown. So now what I'm going to do, I have that Marsala wine. Get about 1.5 cups of it, nice filled glass. We'll go ahead and add it, but stand back when you add in any kind of alcohol to a hot fire like this, because especially if you have a gas burner, it could ignite those vapors. Now a lot of people say, I don't have a little long light or grill light. They said they go ahead and light it, because all that stuff that's coming off of there is kind of flammable. So what we're going to do, we're going to add this Marsala, we're going to bring it to a boil. See, it's kind of the boil right now. And we're just going to kind of stir it. We'll reduce our heat a little bit. We'll turn it down to about medium now. We'll just simmer it until this is reduced by about half. And it might take 10 or 15 minutes, but we'll sit here just stirring it. I'm going to let this wine reduce with these mushrooms in there. And see, that's what I meant about that little fire. I just found this little lighter and just give it a light. It's just going to sit there and it's going to burn the alcohol off. But it'll burn off in just a second. There's nothing to worry about. Just, you know, just stand back and it won't take but just a second to burn off. And if it didn't, you could always just cover it. But don't, you know, put water on it or nothing like that. But it won't burn all the alcohol off. It'll just burn most of it. So yeah, right now we're getting that alcohol just cooked up out of there for most of it, and then so it's about to go out there. Let's see, so they turn my fan on. There we go, and that was it. Okay, now this wine's cooked down by about half. And another tip I was going to tell you, when you're reducing a wine sauce or something like that, stir it a little bit right when it starts to bubble. You'll take it off the heat and stir it and let it cool down, because you just don't want to sit there and just straight up boil wine for a whole long time. You can make it bitter. So I like to hold it off the heat and stir it and let some of that steam escape. Anyway, now I have about 2 cups of chicken stock I'm going to go ahead and add in there. So just let this mix on in with the wine. This is going to build a beautiful sauce. So put this chicken stock in there, and I'm going to let it cook. Again, I'm just cooking it about medium here. I'm going to let this cook for about 3 minutes, bring it back up to a slight boil, and we're going to add our chicken after that. So we'll just go ahead and let this cook for a few minutes. Okay, now that we've been cooking here for about 3 minutes, cooking this reduced wine and chicken stock together, I'm going to go ahead and add some more of the butter. I've got about 3 tablespoons left, so I'm going to add about 2 of those. Just kind of swirl that on in. Now I've got it turned down a little bit. I'm still on medium, but I took it off the heat just for a second. So we're just going to swirl this butter in. And this butter I've had at room temperature, that way it won't take long to melt. I just want it to be very creamy. Melt up. What I'm going to start doing is adding this chicken back in now. I'm just going to take this chicken, we'll add it back into this sauce. Okay. I tasted the sauce. I would suggest you do the same, because before you add your protein back to anything, you want to taste the sauce just in case something happens, something burned, something went wrong. You don't want to ruin all your meat as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this chicken back. Get it just nice down in this sauce. And this sauce is just starting to, as soon as it starts to bubble, again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it off this burner. I'm going to set it on another burner on really low heat, because now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and start our pasta. I serve this dish over angel hair pasta. And I think that's the best way to serve it. Honestly, in my opinion, I'm going to change out these tongs, since I did do some of the washing, but I still did some of the raw stuff just to be careful about that, because this is still cooking. I'm going to bring this up to temperature, probably let it cook at least 10 minutes simmering like this, and go ahead and get that pasta started. Okay, got this water boiling over here for my pasta. I've got these tongs getting sanitized in here. I'll show you another trick though from when you're cooking your pasta. If people talk about adding olive oil to it, well, it doesn't add any flavor to the pasta. It doesn't even really stick on the pasta, but what it will do, it will break up that water tension, and it will help prevent the pot from boiling over when you add those starchy noodles in there. So it's always kind of a good idea just to have it in there. Okay, now my noodles are done. My chicken marsala has been sitting there simmering for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. So I was just serving it over angel hair pasta, and just lay a couple pieces of that chicken over it. Get you a little bit of the sauce as well, some of the mushrooms. And as far as sides, I mean, you don't have to do a side with this, but a little bit of zucchini squash, or in the summertime would be a great addition to it. Or you could also use something like maybe some carrots. Anything like that would be really good. But this is the chicken marsala. Enjoy. If you really like a dish with a little bit of wine flavor, really tender chicken, lightly breaded, is really, really good.